Should Terence Crawford be stripped of titles for illegal wrapped hands versus Errol Spence Jr.? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Spots. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, Terence Crawford was apparently caught illegally wrapping his hands in the Errol Spence Jr. fight. I mean, you can clearly see it, clear as day. It was on video, it was broadcasted live. Terence Crawford says this was not his fault and he shouldn't be penalized for it. I just want to break that down for anybody listening.
Where I am at in my career right now, I didn't fall my off to get to where I am, and I deserve to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't care what nobody say, how anybody feel, or any of that.
Alright, y'all, so I just want to ask a question to the YouTube boxing community. And that question is, do you feel like that Terence Crawford should be stripped of the titles, being that he apparently cheated, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally? He even acknowledges that he did it, but he's saying he doesn't feel like he should be penalized for actually wrapping his hands the way he did. According to Tim Bradley, this would give a fighter at least a tenfold in strength and power when it comes to how hard they're hitting their opponent when your hands are wrapped this specific way.
Goody, put it by. Super lied to the boys and made him cry.
Now, if you ask me, listen, I don't feel like he should necessarily be stripped. I do feel like they should maybe vacate the victory. But if you vacate the victory, then you got to strip him of the title. So, you know, the reason I'm saying this is because the commissions didn't say anything. The people who were watching and filming him didn't say anything. The guy interviewing him didn't say anything. None of those, you know, what you saw in the room, you saw a bunch of officials, you saw some paramedics. Nobody in that room even acknowledged the fact, and everybody had to know that he was wrapping his hands illegally. So if nobody was going to say anything, I kind of feel like that it would be a little bit too late to penalize him now. You know, I don't think it would even be worth it to say, well, we're going to take the titles away from him, we're going to take the victory away from him, because I don't even think Errol Spence wants those titles back, to be honest with you.
We get 3% to these organizations. I mean, we got to know where this money going to. Man, you got Canelo and Josh and all these guys, you know, making $50 million, and these belts getting 3% of that. Where's it going to? How's it helping the fighters out? What are they doing with it?
So stripping him of the titles wouldn't do anything to benefit Errol Spence. And the fact that he lost so badly, I don't think it would really do anything to benefit Errol Spence. Errol Spence, I think, has to beat Terence Crawford in a legitimate way. Whether you feel like Terence Crawford cheated in the first fight and he didn't get his victory in a legitimate way, I think the only way for Errol to redeem himself from that loss, because if you ask the Terence Crawford fans, if you ask, you know, the neutral fans who watched the fight, does it matter that he illegally wrapped his hands?
Man, shut up. Abso-fucking-lutely.
None of them are going to say, yeah, that mattered and that's the reason Errol Spence lost. No, none of them are going to say that. So if the only way he can get his get back is for him to actually legitimately beat Terence Crawford in one-on-one, don't matter how the hands is wrapped, none of that. Even though it was cheating, you know, even by Terence Crawford's own admission, I don't think he gets any praise for them giving him the victory. I don't think he gets any praise for them stripping Terence Crawford of the titles. Even though if it's fully illegal, I would agree that he needs to be stripped of the titles. If it's everything he did was fully illegal and he did it knowing that it was illegal to do that, then I wouldn't blame the commissions, the boxing commissions, if they stripped him of his title. Maybe that's why the WBA has yet to send him his title. Maybe they're protesting it. I don't know. But I just feel like, in fans' eyes, in neutral fans' eyes, and in Terence Crawford fans' eyes, they're not going to give him any type of praise, even if Terence Crawford gets stripped. The only way Errol Spence is going to get some praise or some get back, he has to do it in the ring versus Terence Crawford. Nobody's going to give him any praise for that first fight, unfortunately.
Oh, I don't care about you talking about me. I don't give a fuck.
Now, once again, if Terence Crawford did it knowingly, if those commissions and those people in the room knew that he was illegally wrapping his hands, perhaps, anybody can make an argument that the win should be vacated. Maybe, if nothing else, if they happen to fight again at 147, the title should just be up for grabs. And, whoever wins, then they should get the titles. It shouldn't necessarily be that Terence Crawford gets to walk out with the titles if he did actually know that he was doing something illegal and the commissions actually let that slip and actually let him wrap his hands illegally. If you ask me, I don't really care about the first fight anymore. I don't care about the titles. I just want to see the second fight. I want to see Spence at his best. I want to see a not weight-drained Errol Spence, what he can do with a fully functional Terence Crawford, whether he illegally wraps his hands or not.
So sometimes you have to be careful who you're teaching. So a lot of times people next to me, they're in awe. Once I teach it to them, they say, I'm going to take what he taught me and I'm going to take over what he got. And that's when I can understand how the devil was created. Getting next to God and thinking he could be God. And that should not happen. Once you get the equivalent, because I want people to be better than me. I just want them to make sure that they help me and the people I love.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me. A share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, feature a product or your channel on my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail, because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. We are
If you're from the field, you know I'm fucking with you. If you're from Kentucky, you know I'm fucking with you. You ain't never heard of me, you wanna get familiar. Well, my nigga, let me paint a picture. 12 motherfuckers splitting 3 bedrooms. Dang, my nigga, let me get some leg room. Every single night we watch the 10 o'clock news. Young black man murdered over tennis shoes. Every year we move to a brand new hood. Had to fight a nigga just to make it understood. Bitch, I learned to fight from Wayne and your knuckle. First thing they taught me, nigga, swing if you touch it. Moved out of town when I turned 19. Seen $400 pounds of light green. Moved back home before I turned 20. I guess you could say that was the birth of Louis Keys. It was time to let these niggas know my name. Young Real introduced me to the game. He was rapping too big back in the day. When they had Daddy Yo and Hurricane, they was getting beats from Willie Will and Lil J. Can't forget Young Serge, they did they thing. That motivated me to do the same, and I did it. Spit it so clean, they thought I came from a dentist. This is for my niggas with a chain gang sentence. When you make it home, I got some change and some bitches. No hook, but they still play it in the club. 7 grams of the loud, paid about a dub. Cause I know the plug and I know the outlet. Feel snapback I got ain't came out yet. Nigga, please listen to the game that I'm slinging. Tax time come around, I claim like I'm banking. Ain't nothing worse than $1 million bitch that'll fuck for a purse. I need a nurse, I think I'm getting sicker. My nigga Dose came through with 2 bottles of liquor. This is for my nigga Moski and all the other real OGs.